Well, this could be good, or this could be really bad. The bike is all loaded, and I'm leaving in the morning for Sturgis. Yeah, I thought about it. At first I thought, no, I don't want to go. And then I was going to go. Linda and I were going, and then Linda decided not to go. And then a friend of mine lives down the street, said he's going, asked me if I wanted to go along, so I'm leaving in the morning. It's going to be fun because we're going to be camping along the way. I got some food packed. It should be good. We're going to camp down near Hulett, Wyoming. That's going to be our destination tomorrow. Saturday, we'll ride the 60 some odd miles down into Sturgis and spend the day. I'll show you what that's like. Stay tuned in this video for that, and I'll show you what the camp is like too. Motorcycle camping is a lot of fun. Well, it's been a beautiful morning. Nate showed up at my house this morning at 6:30 and off we went. Right now, I'm just down in central Montana, just east of Harleton, heading for Billings. It was cold this morning. I was freezing. I have heated hand grips on the motorcycle, but I got to tell you, the only thing that was warm was the palms of my hands. But now it's warmed up pretty nice. It's going to get really hot later. Well, Linda stayed home on this one, and I'm missing her, that's for sure. This smoky air is really getting to my throat. I can hear it in my voice. Wow. Well, we're not quite halfway to Hulett, Wyoming yet, but it's only 12:21. I think we're going to get there, you know, including stops, probably around 5 or 6 this evening, probably closer to 6. Well, it was interesting talking to Waylon and Tater out of Akron, Ohio. A couple interesting guys. They travel all over the United States on their Harleys every year. They're a couple of dairy farmers out of Ohio. But man, they got some miles. One had over 70,000 miles on his bike, and the other one had 120,000 miles on his Harley Davidson. You can do a lot of road miles on a Harley. Before I bought this 2014, I did a lot of research, and I wanted a twin cam because I like the sound better than the M8s are a balanced engine, and I just kind of like the rumble of a twin cam. But it looked like the best years for twin cam was 2014 through 2017. That's why I ended up with this 2014 that I'm riding. Oh, it looks like he's not going to get to take his picture there. Yeah, it was, I think $25 to enter, or maybe it was more, I don't remember. I didn't get a good look at the sign. But poor Nate, he just wanted to take a picture with his bike in front of the little Bighorn Battlefield sign. But if he went back there right now, he'd have to go through the pay gate again. because if you go past the sign, that's the only thing. You got to be able to turn around yet again. I don't think he wanted to bother them a second time like that. We've still got another 194 miles to go today. Piece of cake. Well, we just entered the Crow Indian Reservation, and we're going to be on it for a while. Now, what that means to a traveler is no rest stops. You know, there'll be gas stations and grocery stores, things like that, but they'll be Native American run, but there aren't any rest stops per se on an Indian reservation that I've ever seen in the U.S. Not saying there's none, but we're just going to make our own stop right here. I need to take a Tylenol, drink some water, get this shirt off. I'm hot. Well, it's hot. It's over 95 degrees. And my butt is sore, I'll tell you. I've been in this seat since 6:30 this morning. It's now about 3:10. Coming up on Broadus, Montana, where we're going to get gas and something cold to drink before we continue on. The bike is doing well, just purring along. Lots of motorcyclists out here the whole time. It's been a long time since we've passed anything like a convenience store or anything like that. Of course, I'm carrying water. I got a couple of quarts of water and a couple of candy bars, just in case. There he goes. Nate's turn to lead. Fine, thank you.
Ready to stop for the night?
Yeah.
I bet. Well, this is a good place to stop.
Looks like it's beautiful. Well, this is Screaming Eagle Campground, Hulett, Wyoming. It was a very peaceful night. But I'm not expecting today to be peaceful at all. We're leaving here in a little bit. It's only about 9 or 10 miles down to Devil's Tower. We're going to go down there first, and then we're going to hook back and go to Sturgis. This is Nate's bike. He bought it new about 6 years ago. He loves that bike. And my bike finally got its name. I call him Strider. Last night was, well, it was hot yesterday. It was 95 degrees when we got here. And then last night got pretty darn cold. I was warm enough in my sleeping bag. Kind of felt some cold coming up through my air mattress. But slept good. Hey, Nate, show us what happened to your zipper, because that's bad.
Being an old fat guy, it probably just wore out over the years. But there's a zipper up.
Oh man,
Zips.
That sucks.
So it's gonna be a little chilly this morning.
But that's okay. It's not like it's your favorite jacket or anything, yeah?
Oh yeah, it is.
No, that's too bad. Turn around, let me see the back. Yeah, I like that jacket. I can see you going down the road when you're in front of me. It's no problem keeping you in sight.
I'll get a new zipper, hopefully.
Yeah. Well, you may recall in the last video I put a brand new battery in this bike, and it's dead. We'll get the seat off and check the battery connections just to make sure it's not that. Well, we've got a loose connection problem here somewhere. I'll have to find that. I tightened the connections on the battery and it started. And then when I went to start it a second time, it didn't start. So tightened them again and it started again. I gotta check the ground. Well, my bike refused to start again, and I put it in gear and rocked the bike to move the starter motor a little bit, cause it to rotate a little bit, and then it started right up. So Nate and I have determined that I need a new starter motor. Evidently it's got a bad armature. So I'm a long way from home. Ooh, there's Devil's Tower. It's a lot closer than it looks in this wide-angle lens. What a beautiful sight. Well, there's a Harley dealer in Sturgis. I'm still thinking of the starter motor, of course. But what I'm wondering is if they have a starter motor for me there. They're not that hard to replace. There's only 2 bolts. 2 bolts and a wire, you know, cable. But boy, I'll pay through the nose at Harley, I know that. But hey, beggars can't be choosers. I'll go in and check today and see. One of the things I really love about riding a motorcycle is you're so in tune with your environment. I mean, yeah, you know, things like rain really matter because you got to stop, put on rain gear or find shelter. Wind matters. All those things that you don't even hardly think about when you're driving a car. You're right there with it, riding a motorcycle. But the other thing is just smelling new mown hay or pine trees or a cattle yard and then flowers. But yeah, it's all there and you get it all. That's pretty cool. We're taking the scenic route to Sturgis. It's beautiful up through here. Well, I hate instant coffee, but I brought along some instant coffee latte, you know, vanilla and coffee and sugar and all that. It actually makes it bearable. I don't make real coffee when I'm doing these trips because there's just too much stuff to clean. Better just to pour some hot water in a cup, you know, that works out better, but it wasn't bad. Had caffeine in it. Well, there's been a lot of bikers that we encounter coming the other way, and bikers normally give each other the 2-finger down wave, you know, means 2 wheels. But there's so many bikers that everybody has stopped waving because there's just too many. It's going to get a lot busier here the closer we get to Sturgis. I can't wait to see what it looks like. All I want to do is find some place to park the bike and just go walk around a little bit. Maybe find a place to have lunch. Well, I've been missing Linda on this trip. I talked to her last night on the phone, and our 2 daughters and our granddaughters and sons-in-law all got together and took Linda out for dinner, and she had such a nice time, though. She just loves that. Sturgis. And there are motorcycles everywhere. Oh boy. So the Sturgis police just pulled up and blocked. See, we've got a green light, but they've blocked the intersection here. and he's waving motorcycles on through. Interesting. This is not a motorcycle parade, you guys. It's just motorcycles in Sturgis. And I don't want to shut my bike off because it's not starting so good. I got to shut my bike off. It's going to overheat. Air-cooled engine, hot day, sitting still. Not good. Oh man, I don't want to do this. Shoot. Oh boy, come on. Not liking this. Wow. I've been here long enough now. I just shut my bike down. Shoot. Praying it starts. And that next line of traffic that I got to turn into hasn't moved in a couple of lights now. Thank you, Strider, for starting. Oh, geez, this is not good. I guess it's kind of fun. A little nerve-wracking driving, though. I've been stuck at this light trying to make a right-hand turn for about 15 minutes now. Just creeping my way up one car length at a time. Yeah. Boy, just walking along here. This is Wyatt's Lemonade Stand, and Wyatt is a 13-year-old entrepreneur that is well known from coast to coast. Let me tell you about Wyatt. Wyatt's parents bought this property some years ago, and Wyatt just wanted to open up a lemonade stand so he could afford to buy a Lego set. You couldn't actually buy the lemonade, it was donation only. and folks started dropping by and getting lemonade, and the next year it got to be a little bigger, and the next year it got to be busier than that, and pretty soon Wyatt was doing really well. He told me that he had already been able to give $119,000 to charities, plus he's already paid for his college education, although Wyatt intends to join the Air Force Academy. The first thing, though, is he wants to join the Civil Air Patrol just as soon as he's old enough. I guess Wyatt loves airplanes. I found him to be a very interesting individual to talk to, for sure, because he's not your average 13-year-old. If you would like to stop and see Wyatt yourself, and I suggest you do, you take exit 40 off of I-90 at Tilford, and if you're traveling towards Sturgis, you get off at exit 40 and take a left, go over the highway and take Sturgis Road back 3/4 of a mile towards Rapid City. You'll find Wyatt's lemonade stand there with a great big sign that says lemonade. Well, we are at the Black Hills National Cemetery near Sturgis, South Dakota. And there are thousands of military graves here, maybe thousands and thousands. This is just one small section of it right here. Yeah, these are World War I soldiers here. More soldiers from World War I. All marble headstones, beautifully maintained. We're here because Nate has a friend buried here, and he wanted to show his respects and visit the grave. Man, it just goes on and on as far as you can see out in that direction there. And also over here in this direction off to the left here, up and over the hill. Oh my goodness. This particular section is from World War II. So many of the younger people today aren't being taught anything about our history and the wars and the fact that so many people died to keep this country free, and that what we have is worth fighting for. Once again, these are World War II veterans. These all died in battle. They're all dated 1940s for the date of death. Well, that biker I just passed back there, I don't know what kind of a meetup that was. There was 1,000 bikes in that parking lot back there. But a bike pulled out onto this road and he stopped immediately because a big wad of cash blew out of his pocket. There was bills all over the road. Oh my goodness. Never saw that before. Well, we were in South Dakota. We just crossed back into Wyoming. Looks like fun. They had barbecue going on there too, but hey, Nate and I just stopped at Hardee's for hamburgers. Well, once again, this is the Screaming Eagle Campground in Hulett, Wyoming. Nate and I spent 2 nights here camped out with our tents. It was peaceful and quiet, green, lots of shade, and we enjoyed it. I'll put a link down below. And the lady that runs this, her name is Victoria, and her family's owned this property and the original town of Hulett when it was just horse pasture Well, anyway, she says they've been here since 1860. So, yeah, old family property. Hey, there's something really cool I want to show you. Hey, just a moment here for one of our sponsors. And the only equipment that Linda and I show and talk about on our videos is equipment that we actually use. At this particular campground, we ran into a problem with the water and it tasted terrible, and we didn't even know if it was safe for cooking or not. So I got out this new tester to try it out, and it said the water quality was okay. You know, it was safe to drink. It tasted bad, but at least it was safe enough for cooking. And we've been carrying this Cactoily 6-in-1 water tester now for years. Linda and I never leave home without it. And we test the water before we ever put it in our jugs for the trailer. We've used it on our property that we used to own to test the spring water, because sometimes when it would rain, you'd get a high fecal coliform count and the water would not be safe to drink. So we always use this to test it. You can see that the new one has a larger screen, which is easier to read, and it tests 9 different parameters instead of the 6 that the old one did. As well as having a larger screen on this one, it also connects with your phone, and what it does is pretty amazing. Let me explain. When you test something using the new Cactoily, it tests 9 different parameters. Well, the cool thing is that when you read something, this tells you what these things are and what it means to you, and it's super easy to use. I'll show you. All you do is touch the measurement button there, and it's detecting. And then it gives that readout, and then it tells you what each thing is, but on the app on your phone, it explains what they are. Okay, here's all the readouts on each one. But what you didn't get on the older Cactoily was a description, because all this stuff is gobbledygook to me. All I would do is look at the color, and it was either red, yellow, green, or blue. And green is okay, and blue is excellent. But here's what it says about this test I just did. Your water quality parameters indicate overall good quality. And then it goes and describes each reading. The COD is the chemical oxygen demand. EC is electrical conductivity. GH is general hardness. And it describes it all and tells you if it's good or not and why. TDS, total dissolved solids. My reading was 180 parts per million. This is well within acceptable ranges, it says, and then it goes on to describe a little more. Anyways, it spells it out for you, and I think that's just really excellent. Like I say, we've been using it for years. Another thing it does is it keeps track of the readings. If you choose, you can save the readings so you can compare them week to week or whatever. For example, if you're monitoring a well or something. So if you're off grid, or you travel like Linda and I do, or, well, just this past week, I tested the water in our house with it, and I have an RO filter, because the city water can be anything from poor to excellent. It just varies. So we put an under-sink RO filter in our house, and I tested that RO water, expecting everything to be hunky-dory. But it said that the turbidity was a little high, which indicated that time to change the filters. Anyways, I'll put a link to this down in the video description, and if you guys are interested in getting one for yourself, just click on the link, and yeah. Yeah, I was sitting in camp the other night, and I happened to be looking at this tree, this big oak tree here, and you see that 90-degree branch up there? It just comes out of the trunk and then goes up 90 degrees on the left right here. I think this is an old trail marker tree, because the branches, if you look at the other oak trees, the branches all just go, they just angle up. This one's been, I think, I think when it was a sapling, when it was a young tree, I think it was the branch like that was bent on purpose to mark a trail. And the Native Americans did that. But that's pretty cool. I think this tree is probably at least 250 years old. Somehow we managed to get all of our gear onto these motorcycles. I don't know how, but we do it. And Strider here is all packed up and ready to go. Well, we've got about 500 miles to ride today, and I'm looking forward to it, because after all, it's not the destination when it comes to riding motorcycles. It's the ride. Screaming Eagle Eagle Campground right there, run by Victoria. Very nice lady. The link to the Screaming Eagle Campground will be below this video, in the video description. You can call ahead and make reservations. It's a really nice place. There aren't full hookups. There's tent sites, and then there's trailer sites that have electricity. Good clean restrooms and clean showers. Nice hot water, you know, to take a shower. It's very nice. Can't recommend it highly enough. Oh, wide open highway. Three days on the road, 1,200 miles covered. A lot of fun. We had a great time. In case you're wondering about the starter, I did have to jump the bike several times, but I made it home successfully. All in all, it was just a good trip. Oh, gas station.